Good morning and welcome, roomies. I have got an absolute treat for you in the form of Loubna, one of my very, very, very close brand and attraction babes. We've got them back! Like literally sold out everywhere. We couldn't even get it. And now we've got it. We're so excited.
We've got it, and it's real. It's real.
I've got this thing about like sniffing books.
I've got a thing about physical. As long as I don't have this in my hands, a book is not real.
No, I know. Even if I buy audio, because I do that a lot for driving, I still have to have this because I make my notes.
I know.
So how is everyone this morning? Loubna has come to share the inside of her brain on her absolute superpower, which she writes about in her chapter in the book, Taking Massive Action. And it's something I'm actually really looking forward to picking your brains, Loubna, because you literally are the queen of get shit done. Like, take action, let's get it done. And your strategies for getting that implementation, getting in, getting the job done and getting it out again is just freaking awesome. I'm so excited to be talking to you. So welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you.
You doing okay?
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for having me. I'm okay. We were running a little bit late because my internet decided today is not the day that it wants to wake up. But I'm here now.
We're here and we're on Loubna's 4G, bless her. Technical difficulties. They say don't work with...
I get it done.
You get it done. So, Loubna, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are, because you are a powerhouse.
Oh, thank you. It's always scary when someone introduces you like that and thinking, oh my God, I've got very big shoes to fill. Well, my name is Loubna and I live in the Netherlands. So I'm live from the Netherlands. And I am the founder and CEO of my business called the Exponential Hero. And what I do is I mentor entrepreneurs to double their productivity and revenue. And now comes the most important part, while having fun. Because you might have noticed already, I like to have fun.
She does. She's a massive fun, little fun box. Like she's all quiet and like gets shit done, and then she just pops. Like there she is. Literally like that little. Do you remember those toys?
Yeah.
So in your chapter in the book, it wasn't always like that though, was it, Loubna? It was hard work, graft, crushing it, stress. Talk us through a little bit about how you got to do what you do now.
Yeah, well, like most of you, and let us know in the comments if that were true to you, is I have been brought up by hard work leads to success. As in, you need to grind and you need to hustle, and every word that exists in the dictionary on what to do. And that's literally what I started to do. And it was even worse is because I'm a minority in the Netherlands. I literally got ingrained. You have to work twice as hard. So give it a 200% instead of just 100%. And that's literally what I did. And that's what I write about in the chapter, which I'm not going to give away too much because you need to read the book. And that's what I did. But what that leads to, and I got some success, to be fair. I mean, you do get some success. Just don't ask what it requires. It requires a lot of sacrifice in other areas of my life. So it's not like it doesn't, but the sacrifice was the part I didn't want to do anymore. And I got a glimpse inside my future because of an event that happened in my environment. I'm talking really mysteriously. In my environment, and I thought, if that can happen to that person, it can happen to me, and I do not want to be in that situation. And that just spun me off on a discovery journey of there has to be another way. There has to be another, and if there isn't a way, I will create it.
And you did. So hands up in the comments, those of you that are like, absolutely, just crushing it, working every hour God sends. You know, you're behind that chair, client after client after client. Then you're going home and you're working on your business. Then you've got to put your mum hat on and feed the kids. Then you've got to put your cleaner hat on and you've got to clean the house, or, you know, do all those other chores, wash the car, do the shopping, then go back and do more clients. And it's enough, isn't it? Like, enough. We need to find another way. And in the book, and again, I'm not going to give it out to you because you need to go buy the book. It's literally like, what, £1 and a penny on the Kindle version. And I think this one is like £12.99 or something. So worth it. Just beautiful. Look, and you've got the inside of everyone's brains here. But you actually have a system, and I've tried it out, because when I was like, as soon as this book came out, I'm like, what's inside Loubna's head? And I like skipped through. I even skipped past my own chapter. It's like, Loubs, right, what are we going to do? What is she going to teach me here? Because it was just like, we're learning from everybody that's written in the book. Everybody's given their superpower. Yeah. And so I did your 5 steps, and I just freaking love it. It's just so actionable, simple, get to the point. You get in, you get to the point, you get out again. The job's done. It's like, that's it. Rather than getting in, faffing about, getting like literally your mind's all over the place. Then you get distracted. Then you do a little bit more, and then that would take me all day. Whereas now it's like in, done, out. Love it. So thank you for that.
It's one of the tools, and I like simple. My background is in IT, so I'm a techie. And one of the things that we ITers do is, if we can automate it, it makes life simpler and easier for most people. So I've been conditioned to, if there is an issue, how can we make this as simple as it can be and make life better? And that's literally how I approach goal setting, planning, taking action. In, do it, out, so you can have fun, so you can do the things that also need doing, instead of going in, staying there all day long, and at the end of the day think, what have I actually achieved today? I've been behind that laptop screen all day long, but if I had to tell you what I actually got done, I wouldn't know what to say. We want to get rid of that feeling, that emotion, that state, because you're literally telling your brain you're worth nothing because you can't even get this done.
Yeah, so it is conditioning up here, isn't it? The more time we spend doing that, the more we are conditioning our mind to think that we actually don't get things done and we're not action takers, when really we are. So what little tips could you give our community in terms of getting in, getting shit done, getting out, going and having a G&T and some fun?
Yeah, well, the first thing is busyness. So doing a lot of things does not equal progress or performance or productivity in any way, shape or form. No. We think that when we keep busy, that is what it will get us whatever we want to achieve. It doesn't matter how you define your success. And it isn't, because if you've ever heard of the Pareto principle, or also called the 80-20 rule, is that you will know that 20% of what you're doing actually generates 80% of your results. So what we want to know is, what we want to discover is, what is that 20%? Because if I can spend 20% on dedicated, focused attention and energy and get 80% of what I want to achieve, that's great.
Yeah.
So and the trick is, what is that 20%? What is that for you? Because it's very personal. It's very personalized, this work. I can't tell you what works for you because it might not work for me. No. And I think that one of the things that we need to, every to-do list that has more than 5 things on it per day, believe me, you've got the wrong things on that to-do list. They are not moving the needle in your business at all.
That's hard hitting, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm a direct person. You'll get it as it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I know. Believe me, I've spoken to so many entrepreneurs, no matter what their business is, and they've got a to-do list of 25 to 30 people. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were to look at a piece of paper with 25 things plus the clock, I would think, how am I ever going to get this done?
Yeah.
And that's the wrong state I want you to be in, because Self-fulfilling prophecy, you won't get it done.
No, you won't. And for each of you, it's all going to be completely different things. So for the stylist on the floor, your 80% is going to be completely different to the reservationist. Her 20%, sorry, is going to be like the rebookings, the like reaching out to past clients that haven't been back, that kind of stuff. Whereas you stylist guys, it's gonna massively going to be rebooking every single client. That is an absolute must. And it's going to be your consultations. They're going to be the two strategies that are holding up whether a client revisits you again or not, because we all know you can pretty much get a good haircut in any salon now. It's the bits that you do that pull you up from the rest, that stand you out and help clients and guests to think that you are the perfect person for them. That's going to be your 20% that makes you profitable. So if that's your consultation, so the beginning of your visit and the end of your visit, what you do in the middle, really, it's not pulling your money in. It's those two bits. It's the bookends of your column that you need to be really homing in on and making sure that they are absolutely frigging awesome every single time, because that's how you're going to become a really powerful, successful stylist.
Yeah, and I can give you an example from a different branch. So I've worked in an academic hospital, and one of the researches that's been done in hospitals specifically around patient satisfaction. So how happy are patients? Now, as you know, a hospital is not the happy place. I mean, if you're walking, you're either a patient or a visitor. And if you're a visitor, you're lucky. If you're a patient, you are not so lucky. And they have tried everything to raise the patient satisfaction number, from processes and leaning everything but nothing. It didn't move the needle. Then they asked a happiness researcher, and they said, "I want you to do a very simple thing. One, when you meet someone on the floor, so you're walking. So this goes to nurses and doctors." And if someone is, the distance between you and the other person is, I think it was 5 meters. No, 10 meters. No, there's 5 meters. If the distance is 5 meters or 2 meters, you smile. That's the only thing you need to do. If the distance between you and the person you meet on the floor, it doesn't matter who it is, whether you know that person or not, you say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That's all they needed to do. They've got so much resistance. No, but that's too simple. They can't move the needle on that number. And the researchers, just bear with me, just do it. Some of the people didn't do it. When they saw the impact of those that did, they started doing it. After 6 months, the patient satisfaction went up by 35%.
Wow. And it brings me back to the thing that I say in my business. It's the things we do for free that set us aside from the rest.
The most simplest thing. I mean, smiling or saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening. That was it.
Wow.
Now imagine what you can do that is too simple, that you're not doing because you're thinking it's too simple.
Yes.
That will actually move the needle in your business.
So when you get back, it'd be really interesting to, for those of you that are in 365, you're going to have your trackers, you're going to be knowing your numbers, and they may be very different now when we go back in, but you're going to know what they are. For those of you that don't know your numbers, start learning what numbers you need to find out, and then go find them out. Figure out what those numbers are and record them at the beginning of your journey, and then keep recording them to see what it is that you want to raise the needle on and how well you're doing that, and put little different scenarios and different strategies in to work out how to get that little number up and up and up again. And there's 6-7 key core indicators that we should be looking at. So I really want you to focus in on those for all the stylists in the room, and for the receptionist in the room, the reservationist. You could be focusing on rebookings, and you can be focusing on new clients. Just those two little needles. How do we push them up? Because they're the growth of the business. So how can we pull those two needles up? Salon managers, could be the happiness of your team, for instance, or the productivity of the team. And there's so much that we could be doing here. I love talking to you about this, Loubna. Thank you.
Imagine the receptionist, the only thing that are going to do when we come back is smile when a client gets to the door. And that's only what they do, and say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Imagine what will happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we're going to have lots of new clients coming in as well. Just like on the off chance, can we book an appointment? So we need to make the absolute best. Like I know in my salon, as soon as the door opens, because it's got a really frigging annoying bebob, as soon as that opens, the whole team's heads go like and it is. And we say, Chloe's very like on the girls, smile, smile, eye contact, smile. That's all I'm asking you to do. And they do. They're like, and that's it. As long as you've smiled and said hello, even if nobody's there to service them right now, they're okay. But it's making that eye contact, making that smile, and making them feel accepted in to what's actually really bloody scary. You go try walk into a salon on your own full of girls that look immaculate. It's hard work.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And people feel like they've got to get dressed up to come and see us. And yeah, there's a lot of effort that goes into walking into a salon when it's not your world.
No.
So, Lubs, is there anything else you want to? I'm conscious of your 4G. I don't want to like.
Oh no. Oh, don't worry. I've got a lot of gigabyte going through that. I can go on for quite a few while before I'm really down the drain.
So, what else could we be doing in our businesses to move needles?
Well, there's so much that you could be doing, and I do not believe in one size fits all. So I'm not going to share anything that might not work for you, and I don't want to get you in a situation where you have to take effort doing something that might not work for you at all. So I'm really conscious of that. And even the tool that I shared in my chapter is one that I know will work for anyone, no matter where you are today or what kind of business you have. So I'm really careful by giving my expert advice and just assuming that it will work for you. I would need to know more about you to be able to do that in a very comfortable way. I think the most important thing is that if you take away from this conversation is that busyness does not equal progress, and that it's very important that you measure where you are, no matter what the numbers are or how you want to measure it, intangible or intangible results, and make a decision on what the 3 are that you're going to focus your attention on. So if you've got a list of 10 KPIs, for example, don't focus on all 10. It's just going to overwhelm you, and they're not going to move the needle for you. Focus on 1 to 3. Do that for the next 90 days. See how that, measure it again to see how you're doing now, and then jump to the next. You want to do this in cycles and in smaller baby steps than in huge steps, because overwhelm and distraction is part of life. You will get there at some point, but we want to snap you out of it as soon as possible. So just measure where you are, reflect on where you are, no matter what it is right now, and focus on 1 to 3 things, and that's it.
So choose one. Just choose one. If you're thinking, oh my God, I can't do 3. 3 is a great number, because then you're changing 3 components of the business. And in 365, we've got our super 7 numbers. So we've got 7 numbers. So I'll probably be doing 3 and then 4. But if you can't, and you're thinking, oh my God, I just don't know where to start, just pick one. What's going to make the biggest impact in your business right now, and then monitor that. And we shared some ideas that you could be looking at there. And if you want the strategy that I was talking about, that I'm now doing from Loubna, the get shit done, the get in, get it done, and get out again, then go get this, because honestly, it's 5 steps. That is it. And I was like, is she joking me? Is that all I've got to do? And then when I did it, I was like, oh my God. Why am I
It works. Believe me, it works.
Genius, Loubna. Genius. Absolute genius. So thank you all for jumping on and coming and spending some time with Loubna and I. We're going to leave you with that because I actually want you to go away and do that today. So go and get it done. Figure out what it is that you're going to focus on and then let me know. Drop me an email, drop me an inbox message. Let me know what that one number is and tell me what the number is. And then we'll check back in with each other in 3 months' time and see where that number is now and what you've done to be able to move the needle on that number. And then, and if you want to reach out and speak to Loubna, I've put all of her contact details in the bio of this video. So if you come out of the video and look at the top, there's all about her success in business. She's award-winning. She's a international #1 best-selling author as well. So get in. Oh, three times. 3 other books, haven't you? Or 2 other books. See, you've done this before.
I've done this before.
What were your other books called, Loubna?
Well, I've got my very first book is a book in Dutch and is all about social innovation. So how to put more energy and attention on your staff, your employees, to make them more happy so they can make your customers more happy. And the second is a collaboration book. It's called Pay It Forward series, Notes to My Younger Self. I wrote a note to my 10-year-old self.
I love that series. I haven't come across yours yet. I'm going to go look for it. And that other one, what's the name of that? The other first book?
The first book is in Dutch, so you won't be able to read it.
Oh man! Yeah, I'll have to learn Dutch. I wonder if I could get the audio version and then get it translated.
Sorry, no can do.
That would have been a book for all of our listeners, actually.
Oh yeah, but I might be able to do a training on the 4 elements of social innovation, what they are and what you could do. So we'll just translate it into a little masterclass. Love
that. Absolutely love that. So we will get time together and get something sorted for that. That would be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very, very much, Loubna. And thank you to you guys for spending some time with us this morning. We really appreciate you, as always. And Loubna, thank you so much for giving up your time this morning too. And your 4G. I know how precious that is.
I know, but I really wanted to be here. So thank you, Jennifer, for having me and sharing whatever I could with your audience. And
we'll get something planned for some training. That would be awesome. Awesomeness. Right, guys, go get shit done. Look at your KPIs. Look at where you want the needle to hit. Figure out how it's going to happen. Drop me a message. Let me know. I will see you all on Monday at 10 a.m. where I'm going to be doing a deep dive. We're hot seating a member of the Successful Salon Team Training Room's Instagram and giving her some tips on how to change what she's got on there. So if you're wanting to upgrade your Instagram account, watch, have a look, learn some cool stuff, and then you've got some changes that you can make also. Take care. Love you all very much. See you on Monday. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice weekend.
Bye.